Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another episode of tutorials at large. I wanted to say, first of all, thank you guys so much for the responses that I've received to my very first video. You guys are awesome. I absolutely loved it. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little video tutorial to show you how I make this simple little box. You guys are going to love this. It's very quick, very easy. It doesn't require a lot of tools or gadgets, just very simple to do. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to do is have two pieces of cardstock that are the same size. Now, I'm using, this is the Grapefruit Grove and a sheet of our DSP, and I've cut them the same size. So they are 5.5 by 4 1/4, which if you make cards, you know this is 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock, of standard 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So I'm doing this size to show you two things. First of all, you can get more out of one sheet of cardstock by using this size. And second of all, it makes a pretty substantial sized gift box. You could put candy, treats, jewelry, or a whole plethora of things you can put in this little box. It's actually a really nice size. So with that, I want to show you just a couple of samples before we really get into it. This one I made that's just a little bit smaller. You can see that I've just tied it with some linen thread or linen string, and then I've used some of our retired Christmas paper from last year. The first thing, start with two pieces of paper the same size. So we've got our cardstock for our base, we've got our DSP for the lid, same size, 4 1/4, 5.5, 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock. We're good to go. The next thing you're going to want to do is figure out how big you want your box. In this case, I want my box 1 inch high. So you're going to take the length and the width of your box and the height of your box into account for your measurements. So what you're going to do is, if I want my box to be, let's see, this is a 3.5 inch box. So it's 3.5 by 2 1/4. So I would take 3.5 and I would add an inch for this side and an inch for that side. So that gives me the 5.5. And then it's 2 1/4, so you add the inch for this side and the inch for that side, and that gives you your 4 1/4. So that's how I get this measurement. It's 4 1/4 by 5.5, and that comes up with this size of a box. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your little score tool out, whichever you have, and you're going to score it exactly the same on all four sides. Okay? So let me get my scoreboard out. Now, if you don't have the Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, I highly recommend it. I love that it has the numbers that are so easy to see. It has a holder for the stylus so you never lose it. And then it has these little pegs where you can put exactly where you need it to be so that it helps you to keep track of where you are. And we'll just go on all four sides. I want to thank you guys also for the fabulous compliments on my fingernails the other day. We have a little mini farm, and so my fingernails don't always look that fabulous. In fact, today you can see they look like they were mauled by a bear. Because I've actually been out working this weekend. So, okay, so I have the base done. And I've done it at 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. I've scored it at 1 inch all the way around. Now for the lid, We're going to score it at 1 inch all the way around, but we're going to use that little device that I told you I got from Connie. And it's this little shim right here. And so basically it's made from acetate and cardstock. And so it's just a fraction thicker than not having anything at all. So what that's going to do is it's going to make the box a fraction wider all the way around so that it slides right over the top of the base without any trouble. So we're going to just slide this onto the side, line the top piece up, find the 1 inch mark, and score. And we're still going to rotate it all the way around. And score. All right. As you can see already, it's very easy peasy, right? All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Burnish all of our edges down. You know, I really enjoy this method for making boxes because it's simple and straightforward, and there's no complexity about it. It's just very easy to do. You can make a whole bunch of them in a short amount of time. So, excuse me, you know, with Christmas coming up, this is going to be ideal because you can make a gift box for everything that you have that you want to package up for Christmas. Okay. So now we've got the base and we have our score lines here. We're only going to focus on the 4 tabs, okay? So we're going to just cut up to the first line, and we'll go ahead and miter that little tab. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be the same. And do the same thing on this side. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about one being bigger than the other. It's fine. Flip it over and do the same thing on this side. And we're just mitering a little bit off the edges. This is going to help our box fold flat easier. It'll line it up and square it up a little better so that there's not much bulk there. So that's why we do that. All right, there's that one. And then we go ahead to the top and we do the exact same thing. See, like I said, it's super easy peasy, isn't it? All right, so we're gonna just cut on the line, miter the edges, cut on this line, miter the edges. See, it's super, super simple. And of course, with this one, you get the added bonus of having the pattern design on the inside too. So that just adds to how pretty the box is going to be, doesn't it? Of course, you can embellish these however you want to. We're going to keep it simple since it's from my friend's shop. Okay, let me get these out of the way. I'm so sorry if I'm shaking the camera a little bit. My table is a little wobbly today. Alright, now I'm going to take some snail and I'm just going to put some adhesive on the flaps. Okay, and then all we're going to do is take the flap and line up the edges, give it a press. And we're going to do that all the way around. That's it, folks. Easy peasy. Here's the next one. And then when I get to the last side, I like to use my finger and tuck that one down so that it's out of the way. Because the last thing you want is for your adhesive to stick on one side when you're focused on the other. Am I right? All right, there we go. There's that. And there's the base of our box. Super simple, right? Okay, so now we decide, do we want this side or do we want this side? And I'm going to go ahead and do this side again, even though I did it that way on this one too. Well, I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and do this way? Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and burnish it over again so that way it's burnished on the right side. There we go. Alright, now once again I'm going to take the snail and I'm just going to put it on the flaps. Come on, snail, work with me. There we go. Alright. Really doesn't matter which corner you start with as long as you start with one. Push it down. Line it up. Push it down. Pull that one out of the way. Line it up. Push it down and push it down. Alright, now you can see how easy this box is going to come together. Just like that. And see how it fits perfectly. Same thing with this one. And this one. You can see, even this one that's shaped a little differently, they all have the same fabulous quality of lining up perfectly. I mean, Connie really figured it out. She did a great job, didn't she? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and decorate it. And I'm using the Treat Yourself. I'm using the Treat Yourself from the Picture Perfect birthday stamp set. And then I'm using the little flower background from the Beautiful Bouquet set. So I'm going to get my pretty little label punch and my scrap piece of paper. Go ahead and punch that out. Let's use the Grapefruit Grove for the flowers. And get my little scratch piece of paper here. I've been playing a lot today, so I've got scratch paper that's already got ink all over it. Alright, I'm going to stamp it off just once and then lightly touch it to the paper. Just give it a little turn so it's not so uniform. It's just going to give us a nice little background. There we go. All right. Don't need that one. And then I'm going to stamp the Treat Yourself in Early Espresso. Tap, tap, tap. Remember from the last time? Tap, tap, tap. Don't twist, don't spin. Don't rock it and roll it. Push it straight down and lift it straight up. Alright. Now I've got some little bling here I want to use. And here we go. And here. And there. Uh-oh. It didn't want to stay. Oh no. Oh, that's because I've pulled the adhesive off. Don't you hate it when that happens? I hear tell that there is a fabulous new tool that Stampin' Up! Will be coming up with that will solve that problem for us. Have you heard that yet? Have you seen? I reckon I'll have to post a picture, won't I? So make sure that you go check out Stampin' Chick, Stampin' Up! On Facebook because I will post a picture of that fabulous new tool that we're all excited about. Okay, So now I've taken some burlap ribbon, and I've basically dismantled it and completely obliterated it. I've pulled the strands out, and I'm just gonna give this a little twist, and I'm gonna bring in a glue dot, stick it on there, get my fingers all goopy-de-gooed up. There we go. There's that. Well, I'm not really sure why my camera decided to shut itself off, but this is the completed project that we did. As you can see, it's simple, but it's cute and functional. It does what it's supposed to do. You can see that you can make your boxes in any theme, any color, any design. You could do any different shapes you want to. I mean, there's this one here is big enough for a t-shirt maybe. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I hope that you'll take a moment to go like my Facebook page, which is Stampin' Chic Stampin' Up. And please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video. And I hope that we'll see you guys soon. Until next video, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.